Howdy my friends, it's the Dr. Groovy, GroovyMusicLessons.com, Scott Grove here. Another guitar build of a Strat Plus. Why didn't I just go buy a Strat Plus like all the other ones I've had before, which have been many, and so clean and blah, blah, blah. Because I wanted one to play, so I made up my own out of many different years and so forth. And to match another plus bass that I have, and to get a few things different that I wanted just because. Okay, so before I go through the acts, like with my White Iceman back here and the guitar I just did a review on, where is it? It's back there by the woof. Anyway, there's a I'm trying to get there. That white guitar back there. Here, come here, Wolf. Here he goes. Ah, he's going for it. Hey, close your mouth. Close your mouth. There you go. Anyway, somebody was asking me where I got the strap for that guitar, and I'll just answer that now. I do buy a strap for every single guitar I buy, and these aren't cheap. They were asking about this strap. As you can tell, it is major quality leather, and it was about 115 bucks if I remember correctly, and city limits. Is that ever going to show up? You might see it, you might not, but it says city limits. That's the name of the strap company. So if you dig it, that's where I got it. Okay, you get a great guitar, you get a great strap with it. Why? Accessorizing is fun. Okay, so yeah, on the Strat Plus, of course, I did the lace pickups, and I'll go through that with you as much as I've been able to so far on that. And what I mean is, I have two lace pickups on there. They're all silver lace, which none of them were back then. They would do like a red, silver, and blue, or they would do just gold, gold, gold. Okay, most of them were just gold, gold, and gold on all the Strat Pluses. I just wanted to show you something some of you guys may not be familiar with. I got this just to have some fun with. Here's some lace pickups that are like probably none that most of you have ever seen. These are the AGI. Me and my big head in the way. Okay, so there's the AGI with Don Lace. He's dead. Jeff Lace. Peanut. He's a dickhead. His new stuff isn't worth a jack shit, but these are the pickups. Here's your 150s, the single coils, and I know some people on some of the sites are wanting to know about this. So here you go. And see how they have the green ground wire, and the white one is ground also. The only hot wire is the orange. Now, they didn't start adding a green ground wire until middle of the 90s, so that's when this would be. AGI always made these, but when they said, you know, Fender lace sensor on them, that was just for the Fender run from 87 to 97. So they said Fender on them, but for the ones that did not, they would be like this. But nobody knew what the hell they were. They just thought they were Fender pickups. But anyway, so let me read exactly or show you. It's the Actadyne General Incorporated is who they were always put together through. There you go. I can't wait to get rid of all these things after the move. Yeah, the moving has been a bitch. I missed out on 2 days of moving for being sick, of course. Today I got to do all my sound stuff got moved today. Anyway, and if this here has the, you can always tell with a pot like this, there's always going to be a secret. So, coil split. And of course, 80% noise reduction and so forth. So again, when Fender was selling their stuff, and it had to say Fender on there because of the contract, blah, 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 but Don Lace was still selling them this way. But you guys don't see those normally, so I thought it'd be cool to show it to you. Okay, so my jazz bass plus Okay, because they had plus for everything, a P bass plus, they had whatever. So my jazz bass plus, which I've had a couple of now, is this one. Wouldn't it be nice to have the Strat without the pick guard, like these? I would love it, but they never made it. There's a few companies, Lotus, Lotus, had a body that was kind of like this color, but even a little lighter on the outside here. They're really cool bodies, so go check them out. You can buy the whole guitars for like 70 bucks. They were out in the 80s and 90s and stuff. Throw the rest of the guitar away, but if you want a really cool looking body that looks like the Strat Plus, Lotus, they made it. So I know there's one on eBay right now. So whatever this is, December 14th of 2018. So here's again the Jazz Bass Plus. It's awesome. Okay, Black Pearl Dust is one of the names they called this. The other one was Pewter Burst. Okay, same thing, depending on which year of Fender catalog you were looking at, to what they would call that finish. Okay, so same finish here. I've had this one 3 times now, this color. Everybody always takes off the white pick guard. Why? Because Fender and white pick guards, oh my god, how old is that? You know, it's just suckage. They should have figured it out back when they were doing the black guard tellies. It's like the black always looks better, but all of the pluses had white pick guards and white covered lace sensors, and you cannot replace the covers on lace sensors and make them the color you want. So to find a black covered lace sensor for what I want, the silver lace sensor silvers, but with black coverings, those are a bitch to find, which is why I have 2 out of 3 on here. Okay, so yep, neck is different, and this seems odd. Why? Okay, let's check it out. Number 1, cool ass pick guard. So it has the custom shop plus thing going on. Guy on eBay makes these, the same guy that I did my orange Eldorado Fender Stratocaster, the carved up one that was so awesome. He does all these and still makes tons of guitars if you ever want to check them out. So that's why I did this, because it was in this reverse burst just like the guitar, and it was already that way, so I had to get it. Okay, middle and bridge pickups are 1987 Strat Plus pickups. The thing that you'll always find out is the Fender lace sensor will be written on the top of the pickup. Okay, and then on the back of the pickup, there's a great big thing, looks like solder here, big thing looks like solder here, then just one metal piece of wire going across it. Okay, that's how they looked for the first year or 2. And this only an orange and a white wire, that's it. Those are worth a lot of money now in any color, but generally the blue, this silver, and the red. Okay, with the 2 wires on the back that still say patent pending. That still says patent pending on the AGIs as well. Believe me, there's patents now. So when they're printed on the top, those would come off really easy. The logos, very easy. You play these for a couple weeks and the logo starts to wear off. Then they started doing this, a little oval there that you can see, and the Fender lace sensor is countersunk in there, and that prevented that quite a bit by about 80%. Kept it on there. So that one right there is from 89. So I have 2 87s here, and then they fixed it. 89, it looked like this, so I'm still looking for one more of these just so I have it correct. Does that sound the same? Yeah, of course, but I need to get things right. Okay, so here's what that comes up to. You have the years on those. Body here is a 93. Okay, the wiring in it, which is original, 100%. Everything came as a harness straight out of another Strat Plus from 94. So we had 93. All the wiring is 94. You got the TBX tone control. Everything is 100% correct to what it was supposed to be. Okay, and then 95 with the correct trim and the trim setter and everything in the back for the, which is actually a Groovy unit if you know how to use that. They're gone now, but they do help your tuning a lot because they are there to, if you go to whammy and stuff and boom, you pop a string, it keeps these in tune, keeps all the rest in tune. Plus it lets everything return back to the 0 pitch. Again, it's called a trim setter, and look them up. It looks like it's spraying on a piece of wire. But it's very cool. So you can break strings and it will still go to the center position. It takes a bit to get dialed in, but like anything, like a Floyd, you can set up a Floyd in 2 minutes on any guitar if you know what you're doing. So Floyds are not a problem. They even did these with Floyds, just locked these, and then everything worked 10 times better. Different type of Floyd, but anyway, so 93, 94 on the wiring, and 95 on all the trim stuff. 87, 87, 89. Okay, so that's what we have here. And the new pickguard, and this I went with. I do have a Strat Plus neck with the Spurzl locking tuners, but I didn't want to use it. I wanted to do the CBS headstock, a great big one. And again, for those of you who don't know, CBS made these bigger. It doesn't add sustain, it doesn't do any of that crap, it was nothing more than to make it bigger so they could write the word Fender bigger. It was just a bigger piece of real estate, so that's why the decal is bigger. No other reason. So this is USA 2013, new old stock, never been put on a guitar. It just came from Stratosphere. They always just buy guitars and part them out. And it came with the tuners on it, so they're just the American standards, blah blah blah. So that was like $350 on that. The neck plate. Ta-da! When you see the neck plates from here, this is back in the 80s again. 88, I think, for the for this. And I did have to find and purchase another adjustment for the micro tilt and install that real easy. But if it says, you know, made in Corona or Corona USA or anything under there, you know it's not back here. It's a lot newer. Does that make a difference? It depends on who you are, I guess. But if it says Corona on it, and it was made in Corona, it didn't belong actually on these guitars. They didn't start doing that till later. So there you go. There's the axe. I hope you dig it, because I do. I did not have to adjust the saddles at all. I had to wait for the two pieces that go, the parts that set in, that these 2 points screw into. So I had to wait for those inserts that are down in there for these to screw into to show up. They showed up today, so I finally got to put the bridge on and be done with it. But I did not have to change the saddle heights at all. I had to intonate it. The bridge, all of the tension was off of it, so I had to just tighten it up a couple times, and then one more, and then I got to looking at it, and it's like, one more, there you go. And it's been perfect. So, almost nothing to do with setting it up or putting it together. It was, that's why the Fender started doing things like this. Just so anybody could put one together. It's an assembly line. He's like Henry Ford of guitars. Just put a guitar together and there you go. Best thing about Fenders, for you guys who aren't up on it, and me mentioning the whole Henry Ford, and it's nice to remind people of this, is again the assembly line thing. That means most unskilled people can work on them and make them right again. Neck breaks, put a new one on. You're ready to go the next set. Spare parts do include things like necks. If you've never thought about that. There's half my dinner. I'll let the rodents have it after I move out of here. Anyway, so yeah, that's what it was all about. Quick things put together. It was generally Mexican ladies that built all the, put all the Fender guitars together in the beginning and now and so forth and so on. So other than this, it sounds like every other guitar I have that has lace sensors, which again are still my personal choice of pickups. Those G&L MFD pickups that I showed you on the thing from like 2 days ago, that are on that other build I did of the hybrid Strat Telly thing. Those I like better. Just can't find them that are the originals. I had a buddy let me know that you could still find those, of course, on their website, but they're not the ones from the 80s. I did find a Telly one and a neck pickup for a Telly from an ASAT, but there's no middle reverse wound reverse polarity thing with it, so I went ahead and bought them anyway, which is rare to find. Again, from the right years. They're going to sound like I want them to, apparently, because I have tried them before, had them before, blah 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 blah, blah, and I really love them. So as many of those I can find, I'll keep throwing them in. Axes. Okay, so here's the axe, like always. Oh yeah, the knobs. I did not keep the original knobs. They're here, but do have the original knobs that came with the wiring and the whole electronic harness. But yeah, some weird pearly looking things on here, and I did change the tip of the whammy bar. That is the original whammy. So it's neat that all that stuff is there and I know what it is, so I can part it out correctly whenever my days of playing this axe are done. And again, that's what I bought it for, is to play it. And no locking tuners and nothing like that. I just love that big headstock, and there it is. It's just the only other one I have, other than all the acrylic guitars have the big headstock on it, because that's what I wanted, and as does my pink paisley. And just always like that. Still wish all Strats had three bolt. Yeah, we're gonna have a three-way, 3-bolt necks. Those are cool, make it easy to bend. But bridge position. 2. 3, middle pickup. 4. And 5. Yep, that's all the playing I'm going to do, because that's all you need to hear. It sounds like a Strat with lace sensors, but that's the guitar. Everybody always does this. Less talking and more playing. Go to a concert if you want to see some playing, or go see some other jerk off, but not on my channel. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to talk about the axe and educate. Okay, educating doesn't mean playing for you guys. So you just got educated on the 300,000th axe I've had that is like this. And want to remind you again, for those who have in the last couple of days come to bitch about when I change strings, I just go in there with one big old set of wire cutters and string cutters and cut all of them off at one time. You're like, oh my God, you're taking all the pressure off the neck all at one time. Yeah, they're made for that crap. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a thing called a Floyd Rose, or there's a thing called a whammy on any guitar. If you take it and you whammy it down till all the strings are completely loose, which everybody does, it's no difference than cutting all your strings off at once. You whammy it down and your strings are going, they're off the guitar, basically. They're just hanging there. That is no different than going. So hush about that whole thing. That's exactly what it is. That's what that truss rod's in there for. back when there was no truss rods. That might have kind of sucked. But yeah, I do it on acoustics, I do it on everything. That's because, yeah, truss rods. And wood is strong, except for on Gibsons. And there's nothing to go wrong. Nothing bad about cutting all your strings off at once. Whoever says you have to take one off and change it at one at a time, total bullshit artists. And that's all they are. If you're doing that, you're a bullshit artist. And again, what I'm telling you here makes all the sense in the world, and it is the truth, so that helps. And anyway, so that's that. This has to be the last of these, because I do have one more axe coming in a couple of day or two. If it comes in, I'll show it to you and make the longer video of the axe I mentioned 3 or 4 videos ago, of these guitars that are finally catching fire on their prices. But I want to make sure mine gets here first before I start. I actually bought one of the cheaper of this line of guitars that have been sleepers for so many years, and everybody's overlooked them because they thought they were total shit. But hey, the fire is catching and they're going up, and you might have some laying around that you're going to get rid of before I do that video. But enjoy that when it comes. It'll be the next one for sure. So I'm going to keep on moving here. Got a couple weeks to finish it, so I get to be sick a few days a week to allow for that. So you guys be groovy, and thanks for checking out this axe. Again, it was if I can find it, some pre-scratches. There you go. If I had that on any other guitar, I would not play it live. But if it's like this, it's good to go. So this will be a player guitar. You're like, man, that's stupid. It's like, no, that's me. There's collectible guitars. All guitars are collectible till you beat the fuck out of them. Well, not all guitars are collectible. Your collectible guitars should not be beat the hell out of, unless they are weird, goofy, vintage things that people pay too much money for something that you can get guitars that are 10 times better than a 58 Les Paul for $200 these days. But the 58 is always going to be worth something just because somebody at mylespaul.com says so. It's about the only reason these days. Because all the guitars that are out now from Indonesia, from anywhere, again, the CNC machines live in every country there is, so they all make them fine and dandy. It's just quality control after that. So don't worry about where your axes are made at. They're all just as good or better than they were back in the 50s or 60s. But I'll shut up now, and you guys be groovy, and we'll keep on keeping on, whatever. But I will see you shortly. Bye.